So as far as the crabs go, if you're buying crabs down there, you're probably not going to get a real good product. So a lot of people from Maryland that are down there complain about the crabs just because the good crabs are getting shipped out, you know. So part of the risk is, or part of why Maryland people don't think the crabs are as good down there, I think, is because it'd be like getting a bunch of lights and everything. Basically like all you can eat crabs. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, you know, so.
The offside probably could catch the shell.
And the other thing with Florida is you have, you know, in Maryland you have Chesapeake Bay. Like, you're not really, you know, some of the crabs, if you're getting crabs in Ocean City, you might be getting them from the back bays, but the vast majority of people, even in Ocean City, if you get crabs, a lot of times they're out of state. Because most of what they catch down in Ocean City are smaller. Females, like the all-you-can-eats, you know what I mean? That's what you're getting. So, but in Florida, you have Atlantic population, you have Gulf of Mexico, you have the St. Johns River, you have the Everglades, and you know, there's crabs. There's literally crabs. There's so many different environments where the crabs are being caught that it's definitely going to change. Their diets are different, the water composition's different, salinity, I mean, all of it's different. So they might as well be they're from Florida, but there's probably 4 or 5 different types. Some of the crabs you see down there are you know, super like rusty, like stained, because they're coming out of swamps and stuff. So it's not that they're heavy dark like our crabs. It's because it's the tannins in the water is staining the shell. Right. So other places they're green, you know, might be really hard, heavy crabs, but the water is, you know, pristine. So, and then that Tug Trash told me, he messaged me and said he just did a video, it's going to come out, catching crabs in one of the springs down there.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's off of Lake George or one of them down there. So, you know, you're catching crabs in, like, you know, probably, you know, I would assume completely fresh water or really close, super low salinity water. So those crabs in that pristine environment probably have a different flavor. You know, yeah. maybe they were just there, and that, you know, they might be. I didn't see them, but they might be those stained crabs because they're coming out of St. John's. You know, where the water's kind of stained. Who knows? Go ahead. So I think there's a lot of factors in play, and you know, and I asked him too, you know, what the mustard was. He said there's green and yellow mustard down there. So
see, we noticed that too. It's like we would open up some crabs, some would be yellowish, and some would be like really green.
The green is never going to taste good.
I mean,
even in Maryland, our green mustard crabs don't taste good. They're too fresh. They're either too fresh or they ain't hard enough yet. You know, they're probably light. You know, so
that's what it seemed to be. They seemed like light crabs, and they also seem to have like this. I don't know how else to describe it, but like this black staining on, you know, the outer shell of, like, when you open them up. I don't know if it's coming from the gills and then like staining the outer shell that's holding the meat. But it's like, you know, you open them up and it just doesn't look like it's supposed to. You know, it doesn't look like a healthy, like, full crab.
And another reason why they clean their crabs before they eat them, because nobody wants to eat, you know, the lungs are full of, you know, whatever they're filtering out is just dark. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad or anything, but when you open them up, they're nasty, you know, looking inside. So you clean the gills and the guts and everything out, they're beautiful. They look, you know, look beautiful.